Alright, welcome back to part 32 of the Bugatti Bolide design in Solid. And then in this tutorial, we're going to create the side window here, and then we're going to create the roof scoop. And if it's still doing good and quick with that one, we're going to work on this front area here. Alright, so let's get started here. First thing I want to do is um, add a line from down here to add the profile for our window, because obviously this will not give that because it has a curvature. Okay, so let's go to a 3D sketch here and let's grab a spline. Okay, and we're going to use the inside edge here, and then we're going to use the end of this curve here. So let's drop that here, and then we're going to drop it right on this edge somewhere close by, right? Okay, so press escape on your keyboard to get out of it, and then we're just gonna have a look at from the side to see how straight we are. And then maybe pull it back a little bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, and then we're going to use a section view here, and then in this instance we're going to use it from this angle here, put it about here, so we're going to be able to see how our curvature generates. So let's press spacebar on the keyboard, and then we jump into here. All right, so what I want to do is I want to create this curvature to fall somewhere in the middle of this body here. So let's click on this line, and let's just adjust this to that it falls somewhere in the middle. And then just remember that this curvature will actually give the profile of our side window, so we gotta be careful with the adjustments that we make. Okay, we can maybe try and add a control point in the middle here. Okay, exit the sketch, and not the sketch, that one, that command, and click on the line, and let's add our control polygon. Okay, so this way we can have a lot better control over things. Just a little bit here. It falls all the way in to the midsection of this design here. So let's drop this somewhere here and leave that there. So that's good. Okay, and now we're just going to have a look at again from the side, see if we're still straight. Should be. And we are pretty good there. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to exit this sketch here. Okay, and let's get rid of that section view. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a surface, a boundary surface, and we're just going to choose with the selection manager, starting from this side, this edge, and this edge. Press OK, and then this inside edge here, the selection manager, of course, and then press off. Hopefully we selected the right one, and we did. Okay, and press OK. I'm just going to pull this back a little bit to about there. And let's see if we can add this to this point here and select the direction profile. Okay, no. So that is not, we're going to attack this from a different angle, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a 3D sketch. So 3D sketch, spline, and then we're just gonna go from this point. I'm just gonna follow along this edge here. Let's move that side view here, and we're just gonna come over here. We're still on the edge there, so I'm gonna come as close as possible. And we are not going to touch that edge, so somewhere there. All right. So let's double check our 3D sketch here. That looks good, right on that edge. Okay. And then now we're just going to grab another 3D spline and then do the same thing on the upper section here. And then of course we want to stay on that edge, on that inside edge, so let's not click anywhere else. We're going to connect onto that point. All right. So now let's exit this one here, and then let's go to surfaces and fill surface. So we selected that one, and now we just have to select this one and have a look at the surface that we have. All right, surface looks good. And let's do a surface extend, and we will go straight into that body. All right, so extend surface, and we're going to extend this surface here. And we're going to extend it until it drives right into that body. So that's maybe too much of a drive here, so let's try just 2 here. And have a look. Okay, so that looks good. It's not sticking out anywhere. It drives right underneath that surface body in the middle over there. So that's good. Let's go to knit surface here. And next actually one surface, of course, because we extended the surface. All right, so let's mirror this over to the side, mirror surface, and let's use the front plane as a mirror plane, and bodies to mirror, and drops it right over to the other side. Good. All right, so now all we have to do is that surface looks pretty good. Is grab this appearance, class appearance, copy appearance. I'm just going to add that appearance to everywhere where I need to add it. Paste, copy appearance, Space appearance, and then this one as well, and then this side as well. All right, so all our windows are done now. So next thing we're going to move on to is going to be the roof scoop. But before we do that, let's save our project. All right, great. And then let's just jump into plain white on this side here. And let's remove these appearance from here. Okay. And then we're just going to jump over our first display state. Okay, and for our first display state, we left some bits here. So let's just hide some of these parts that we don't need. Not parts, but surfaces that we use to cut those things out. So let's hide this one as well. There's still a lot of small sketches that's hanging out over here. Let's hide some of those as well. There's one plane here. Some small sketches that we left behind. There's a plane here. Hide that plane and hide the small sketch as well. Okay, looks pretty clean. There's one more down here. Let's hide that one as well. Okay, so it looks clean. And then to start creating the roof scoop, first we need to determine the points of the start and ends of these roof scoop. And to do that, we're going to drop a glass appearance on the whole car. And then we're going to make a sketch on the top plane. So let's jump normal to profile. Okay, and first sketch that I want to make is going to be a projected curve, and it's going to come from here up to here, and we want to make sure that we are straight. Okay, so exit this sketch. Okay, and let's take off the glass appearance for now. Remove the appearance. Okay, and then we're going to grab a split line, and then let's select this line here and select the top of this car. All right, and then press OK. Okay, good. So now if we go to the top, okay, we have that line. Well, we have it on this side, but not on the other side. So let's jump back into Feature Tree, and let's edit that comment here. So edit feature. Okay, and then let's go to faces, and let's select this face as well. Press OK. All right, so now we have that cut on all sides. Okay, so that's one point. And then let's go ahead and add back our glass appearance again. And let's jump to the top. Okay, and let's go to 3D sketch and 3D point. We want to drop that point right over here. And let's just make sure that point is right on the top of the surface, which it is. So that's good. And we need to add another point, which is going to be here. Okay, so let's grab that 3D point and drop that point about here. And let's double check if that's on the surface. which it is, so that's good. Exit the sketch here. Okay, and now we're just going to make a sketch on the front plane. Okay, exit the sketch. Okay, let's try to grab a 3D sketch, 3D spline. Let's see if we can snip onto that point. So snip onto the second point, and we're going to drop that second point somewhere here. Okay. And then we're just going to make sure that we are nice and straight. And let's just edit this line. Pull this up to here. And pull this down straight to here. So as I'm always saying, that less control points we have is the better. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that brush scoop there. I can pull this down a little bit here. And just here. And that looks a lot better. All right. So, exit this sketch. Okay. And now that we have that 3D sketch defined, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a sketch on the top plane. Okay. And then we're going to cut out a whole square. From here. Okay, and then first we're going to convert some entities, and there is going to be the edge of that windshield. Okay, so press OK on that, and then we're going to grab a center rectangle and drop the center rectangle right about here, and then just make sure that we go all the way onto those edges. Okay, so that's probably the right place. Exit this one, and then let's grab a line, which is going to be one from coming down here, and then we're just going to cut some this out here. Then we're going to cut these ones out as well. Okay, so we have now a square that we need to cut. Press OK and exit the sketch. All right, and then jump in here, and we're going to take off this glass appearance for now. Remove the appearance. Okay, and we're going to go to features this time, because the upper section of this car is actually a solid body. So we're gonna go to extrude a cut, and we're going to select the sketch, and then we're going to flip that and pull it all the way up. Okay, that cut that out very nicely. And then, so basically our 3D curve starting a little bit further back, can pull this to that corner. This is the edit the sketch. And we do have a coincident relationship with that corner. Exit the sketch. So So I just want to make sure that we still have that coincident relationship. Actually, let's just delete this one here. Okay. And then we're going to hide this point. Just want to make sure that we are going to start right from that edge that we need to. Okay, from the edge. So let's go ahead and make another sketch on the front plane. And right from the middle section, let's just pull it here for now and then jump into this view and pull this line down here. And now let's pull this line into position. So let's have a look at our line. And now the line looks good. Maybe we can pull this up a little bit. Okay, so straight here, and we have nice curvature all the way around. And we are right on that mix section, middle section there, which is important. Okay, so exit the sketch here. And let's jump over to our second display state. Okay, so we're looking good for our roof scoop. All right. So our roof scoop is going to start from the upper edge of this body, obviously. Okay. So we're going to grab a 3D sketch, 3D spline, and we're gonna go from this upper edge. Just want to make sure that we are on the upper edge, not the lower edge. So not this one here, but the upper one. Okay, and we're just gonna drop it on this line somewhere here. Okay, I'm just going to adjust this line for now. And I want to make sure that for now I'm straight as possible with the windshield, somewhere here. Actually, for now. Okay, and then we're going to jump into the front, and we're going to add a nice profile on that line. So we need to kind of pull this up in this direction until we are somewhat straight with that point. Okay, so we can have a nice profile on this curvature. So let's click on this line here and pull this up. Obviously, on this control point, we're going to fix that on the z-axis. And then we're going to add a relationship between this edge here and the line. So hold control on the edge and then make that tangent. Okay, so let's jump back into this view. We're going to pull this about here, and we're going to add a few spline points. So just one here, and maybe one here. And let's click on this line and then press Control Polygon. Okay, and then we're just going to adjust this line so that we are good. Okay, so if you have a look at the picture here, we can see that we have a curvature that curves in and inverts here and then over here. So that's what we're aiming for. So if we pull this down maybe a little bit and pull this out to about here, let's pull this in a little bit further. And of course, don't forget that we can come back and adjust this as well. So make that a little bit more sharper. Okay. All right. And now at this time, I'm going to come into this point here. I'm going to pull that all the way to the edge. Now let's jump into the side view. And we're going to fix this from this angle as well. Okay. So we're going to give this a nice curvature as well from this angle. Put this about here. Okay, something like that, nice and sharp. And we're gonna jump back into the front and then pull this up until we are somewhat straight. Okay. Just gonna pull this up a little bit higher. Like that. Okay, so that's probably good. Let's have a look. So let's have a look at from the side. We are still good there. Okay, and then we need to add another 3D sketch to this spline, and this one is going to come from this point and stay on this outside edge all the way into this corner. Let's delete this one here and let's make a new one. New spline. Just stay as close as possible to that edge. Like that. Exit the sketch. Exit this one here. Okay. And then now we're gonna go to surfaces and we're going to try a boundary surface. Okay. So let's select this edge here and this upper edge here with the selection manager. So let's select this small piece here and then this one. That's okay. That's of course we have to flip the connectors here. So flip connectors and let's select for our direction and our profile. That's going to be our profile here. And the second one is this one here in the back. Okay, we can try and maybe add tangents to face on this one, but that actually would be too much of our surface geometry. So let's have a look what we have. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. With this surface that we have. So let's mirror it over. So let's have a look about how much time. Yeah, 28. So let's go to features, mirror. And for mirror plane, there's the front plane. And bodies to mirror is this half row scope. Okay. And obviously this one is curving upwards a little bit. We're going to fix that. So we're gonna jump into the top plane, make a sketch on that, and then I'm gonna use my favorite tool, center rectangle, and I'm just going to cut out a piece about this much. Okay, exit the sketch, and let's go to surfaces, trim surface. So that's our trim tool, and we're just going to trim out these pieces here. And if we come back here, oh, actually we should go all the way to the back with that sketch. So if we come here, surface trim, edit this sketch here, edit the sketch, jump back onto top, going to pull that down all the way to that edge. Okay, so exit, and then I'm going to delete this sketch actually. Surface trim, delete this surface trim, and then delete this sketch. I'm going to do it one more time because I will not be able to snap to that edge here. Okay, so let's create another sketch on the top plane, and then of course send a rectangle. All right, so that's a lot better. Now we are snapping to that edge, and we're gonna cut out about this much here. All right, press escape, and the surface is trim surface, and let's trim out these two small pieces here. And now of course we're just going to come to boundary surface and connect these two edges. Okay, and then we're going to add our tangency to face here, and a tangency to face here, and press OK. Okay, so that's a beautiful surface now on that roof scoop. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. We can knit this roof surface scoop together. All right, so that's one surface, and we're going to get rid of these points here. Oh, we hide something else instead of the point. So quick Control Z to bring that back. All right, so we created our window, and then we created our roof scoop here. Let's just double check our picture here and have a look. All right, so as we can see, our roof scoop is actually it is going into the body here, but we need to create a cap that is going all the way around on the roof scoop. Or on this design, there's no cap that goes around, but the cap is actually falling down onto the windshield, and probably we're gonna go with this idea instead. And let's just have a look from the side. We have a nice curvature on that one. Okay, so we're gonna be working on that one on the next tutorial. All right, so thanks very much for staying with me on this tutorial. On our next tutorial, we're going to finish up our roof scoop, and then we're going to also finishing up these front inlet bits here, and then eventually we will get to the rear wings over here. All right, thanks very much, and see you in the next one. Bye.